Welcome to the podcast. I'm Melissa Westbrook, writer, painter, teacher, and mom of four.
And I'm Bryn Barano, author, international education professional, and mom of one.
And I'm Katie Moody, former teacher of photography, graphic design, video, and current full-time parent of 3 kids.
We're not quite losing it. 3 creative friends coming together to share some laughs, inspiration, and advice to help you feed your creative spark when the responsibilities of life and parenting are threatening to snuff it out.
Welcome back to another summer mini-sode of Not Quite Losing It. We're going in a little different direction today and following through on a promise from an earlier episode when we promised that we would do a book review deep dive into Assassin's Apprentice. So if you have not read that book, at the beginning of this episode, we're going to do a little creativity check-in, and then we're also going to do a small portion of a no spoilers aspect of the book, and then after that, if you haven't read it and plan to, you might want to hop off. So to give you a little idea of where this is going. So to start us off, kind of a not really a lost and found, but just a found of what have we been up to creatively since the last time we recorded. Maybe if someone has bingoed on their creativity bingo, Mel, what has been going on with you?
I'm living my best creative life this summer. I was nervous once my kids were done with camp in June that July was going to be, all shriveled up as far as creativity goes, but my kids are older than they've ever been, and they are so much more independent, and the oldest one is old enough to watch the littler ones for a little while when I need to go to the doctor or work out.
It happens. It does happen.
For so long, every day was so hard. Every day was so hard. Everything about every day was so hard. Katie Moody, I am thinking of you.
As I say, it sounds like me right now. I mean, it doesn't always feel bad,
no,
but it's a grind,
It's a grind. Everything is effort. Just like getting out the door, feeding, eating breakfast, finding clothes that you can put on your body while you're trying to breastfeed. Oh, can't wear a dress because I don't want to have to lift it up over my shoulders at the park to feed the space. Anyway, just everything was so complicated for so long. And now that my kids are older and a little more independent, I'm like, oh.
And got a lot of mental capacity now that was being spent planning all those little transitions and moments. And
yes. And now I pay my oldest $6 a week to do the dishes, so I don't do the dishes at all anymore.
Wow.
And
that's huge. That's a win.
They're once you hit middle school, you're in charge of your own laundry. So the amount of laundry I'm doing for anyway, it's just amazing. Everything's so great. If you have littler kids, I just want to say,
be encouraged.
And they're so fun. My big kids are so fun. All of them. I just enjoy them.
It's nice when they get funny, right? And they make jokes that you genuinely are like, wait, that was really funny. That was
funny.
And I think my personality is just better suited to older kids than toddlers.
Oh, same.
Totally, yeah.
So, I don't know. This is just a little word of encouragement. I remember somebody once telling me when I was complaining about not sleeping or whatever, and they're like, oh, little kids, little problems, but just wait, big kids, big problems. And I didn't like that. And I'm sure I have plenty of difficulties coming my way as they all enter the teenage years, but I'm much better suited to parenting adolescents and pre-adolescents than babies and toddlers.
I mean, I just prefer dealing with an attitude than someone hurling themselves to the ground screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Or spreading poop all over the walls.
My
gosh.
I can do sarcasm. I can do that.
Right. Right, because I can do it better than you can.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Sass them right back. That's how I got through being a high school teacher. you
same.
guys. That's,
Yeah, like you can
was
bring
so
it,
fun.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a long. I just wanted to throw in that encouragement, because there were days when I was like, it's just going to be like this forever, and it's not. And so I've been like learning the ukulele and taking photographs and painting and drawing while my kids are home. And playing Yahtzee with each other. And then they'll be like, Mom, do you want to play Yahtzee with me? And I'm like, yeah, let me set this down and come play Yahtzee with you guys. It's just, I'm living the dream right now. It's like teacher, summer, mom life, artist life. I did write a song yesterday.
You wrote a song?
I mean, on my ukulele. It's terrible. It's terrible. I wouldn't even play it for my husband.
You.
I'm a musician.
Oh my God. Okay, open mic night. I think Waller's has them, so.
Well, we're quite a ways from that. But that was my goal, was to, I mean, I am learning about like bars and notes and measures, and like I cannot read music, but I can play like
You're about to be reading music.
I can play 6 chords on a ukulele.
You can write a lot of songs with 6 chords in your repertoire.
Yeah, I played Airplane Over the Sea. Like, do you guys know that song?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm going to make you listen to it later. Anyway, I'm blabbing. I need to stop talking, but I am having the best summer.
I'm so happy for you.
So happy for you. I can tell. You look so happy.
You
right
caught
now.
me
She's
on
glowing.
you caught me on wash day, so
Yeah.
that's doing a lot of the work, but
That's so good. Bryn, how about you? I know you went to the beach.
Yes,
right?
spent a week at the beach. I did not do nearly so many fabulous things. I mean, learning the ukulele, writing a song. I parked in a chair under an umbrella in the sand, and I read. And that's pretty much all I did. And I snacked. And I watched some World Cup games, and that was pretty much it.
That's a dream week for me.
It was.
That's amazing.
I mean, like you said, when the kids get older, so there was a night where we played like Jackbox games, like all on our phone. Like we did that as a family. We played sort of a social deception game that was pirate themed for the whole family. You know, somebody are the pirates, somebody are the sailors, but you don't know who's who. And Audrey plays with us, and Audrey's a good liar. And so it's fun when, now that she's 15, she plays the same games, and she like gets like innuendo now, which is a little weird. And honestly, like, and she's at that age where also my adult siblings are all like, can we make these jokes in front of Audrey? How much does she get? And I'm like, she just finished middle school. She gets it all. Like, she gets everything. Like, nothing's going to fly over her head now. But it's honestly just fun. Like, it's just fun. And then during the day, I sit and read. And then at night, we played games as a family. We did PowerPoint presentations one night. We all did PowerPoints.
Oh my gosh.
what did you do yours on?
Bad.
Audrey, well, mine was on why Pirates of the Caribbean Curse of the Black Pearl is the greatest summer action movie of all time.
Okay.
And very specifically why the introduction of Jack Sparrow is the greatest character introduction in cinema. That was my presentation. I was very passionate about it. Audrey did hers on why middle school is like prison.
Okay.
And the similarities between prison. She made some excellent points. I mean, it was...
I would think there's a deep well of material there.
She had lunch trays. Which one is the school cafeteria and which one is the prison cafeteria?
You don't know. You
don't know. You don't know. The security to get inside each building, the security guards. It was very... She made some good points. And then my sister-in-law did like why Brandi Carlile is the greatest human being ever. Like,
I've been listening to a lot of Brandi
Share
Carlile
my love.
lately.
Yeah, she shared her love of Brandi Carlile. My brother, I did not realize my youngest brother loves electronic dance music.
Okay.
And has been to like DJs, and his whole presentation is why EDM is not just press play. And I was like, I don't even know enough to know that that's a stereotype. Like, I don't even know that. So he's really into it, and he was showing us how he is making his own music, and there's like 45 tracks or something in it, and I was like, who are you?
Can he give me lessons?
Yeah. Yes, he could. Because he's apparently very into it, and it is a hobby of his. And
Melissa, I could see you leading a rave, an EDM rave, like some kind of,
Mom raves, you guys.
Mom raves.
Yeah.
They
This is
start
my
at
next
7 p.m. and end at 9.
But we cut loose
We
during that
do.
time frame. Yeah, I can imagine like a little bit. It would almost be like if you crack those women open. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen?
Give him a few like wine coolers or
anything could happen. That's awesome. I want to do one of those so bad. I have to convince my family that we need to do that.
It helps.
Either one.
My niece
Jason's
and
or my
nephew
family.
made one. They are 9 and 7. So it's like baby's first PowerPoint. Theirs was babies
Obsessed.
can't poop. That was the theme. Babies can't poop. I mean, is that true? No, but was the theme of their PowerPoint.
I mean, did they mean like locationally, like on the toilet?
Just
or...
they just don't poop. Just don't.
That's amazing. Like absurd and perfect.
Absurd,
yeah.
and they had pictures, of course, because obviously 7-year-old boy is all
they were
into
gonna
poop.
go with poop in some fashion.
Emojis
Sure.
and poop
Yeah.
graphics all over. Yes.
I mean, it would have been a
smiling
wasted
poops.
opportunity
Yes.
if they didn't.
Yeah.
For all of childhood, for all of childkind, they had to represent with the poop
They
jokes.
absolutely
Yeah.
did.
That tracks to me.
How you doing, Katie Moody?
On a like stage of life scale, Melissa, I like with an adjustment for stage of life and age of kids, I feel like I'm kind of where you're at of having an amazingly creative summer. Like I am
Okay.
I have made well, if you could see it behind me,
The banner.
I've made so many banners for so many birthdays and balloon arches. Like it's just the easiest. It's like the biggest bang for your buck in actual bucks and time. Yeah, it's so fun.
Your baby had a first birthday party.
That's right. Yeah, the leading birthday party, whatever, it was my baby's first birthday. But due to just collective chaos in the days leading up to that and me overcommitting myself to other things, which were totally worthwhile, but I just wish I had a few more hours shoved in there. I didn't really pull off the first birthday party in the way that my brain had imagined and hoped. But editing the photos, looking back, like the photos were what I'm like, okay, I think my past self is just going to look at these photos and like remember the cuteness and not remember the ways that that in the moment I was feeling like very flustered and kind of not like a total failure by any means at it, but just a little bit of like, I'm really not hitting the mark that I wanted to. But with all the other little birthdays, like the bar is so much lower, I'm getting much more enjoyment from those. Because it's just like balloons and banner and peace out. I am making a cake tomorrow for another one, but I'm just like very much, I'll say yes to I've done a couple of photo shoots, doing a couple of random little design like invitation projects in Illustrator. So got to go to dinner last night with people from like work from my little 5-hour week job, so it was super fun.
Cool.
Yeah, so I never get out, so going to having a little Ford Fry restaurant moment midweek, so nice. So yeah, I feel like in a different way, Melissa, like I'm not learning totally new skills and doing anything as sort of like high achieving as what you're talking about. We're talking paper banners and balloons, but the paper banners and balloons and little graphic design projects are bringing me a lot of joy. So
the rediscovering phase, not adding the rediscovering who you were before every minute of your life was keeping babies alive.
You're reconnecting, and I'm kind of like exploring.
Yeah, you're like branching out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm dipping my toe back into some at least familiar waters. I mean, I never did little banners before, but like painting something like that is like so. It's just so you can't screw it up. I mean, you can screw it up, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not setting the bar very high. Like nobody's paying for me for these things, so it's like then it doesn't matter. Like then it's just they're gonna be thankful and like happy with whatever I did because it was either like I make one on my own level or it wouldn't exist. So perfect. Like that's the type of. I think that's like the perfect type of level where it's just low stress, low commit, and
It's just
maximum fun and rewarding, and you
joyfully
take a
creative.
great picture at the
Yeah.
end of a cute little kid on their birthday. Like, what could be better than that? So, and most of these children are like, my nieces or nephews or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty good, pretty solid summer so far.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're all having a pretty good summer.
Yeah.
I love summer. I like one last thought that I have been thinking of our conversation so much, and I think a lot of this exploration that's happening is because we've been talking about it so much.
Oh, 100% for me. Yeah.
And I have kind of had the courage to try something new that I don't have any experience with, and am giving myself permission to be bad at it, because I'm like, wait, this is like the best thing I could do, because we had that one episode where we talked about that's the sweet spot, is you're getting the most payoff, and I'm really feeling that, because I'm having this I'm 40, how old am I? 42 or 43? I'm turning 40.
I'm 43.
Wait.
So you
I'm
must
turning
be
43 in August.
Yeah, and I'm turning 44. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway, I'm old now a little bit, and
you know you're old when you can't remember your exact
Your
age.
age.
To me, that's when I first clocked it. It's like, wait,
so
am
many numbers that I've
don't remember.
experienced. I don't remember how many, but I'm just kind of having this realization of like, oh, I can be a little bit different kind of person than I've always been. Like,
Right.
I have never played an instrument, but my 5-year-old, my 6-year-old, and my younger kids aren't going to remember. If I keep this up, they're going to just be like, oh yeah, my mom was a musician. She was always like singing and playing the ukulele while we were growing up. And that's like not a thing that used to be true about me. And it's very invigorating and freeing to be like, wait, I could just decide to be a little bit different kind of person, and then am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not too old to be a different kind of person than I was yesterday.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think
you're not dead. You can change. If you're not dead, you can change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and add things that you do, or add
Right.
adding
And
those
6
skills
years
that
ago-
become a part of your identity.
Yeah, 6 years ago, I was not an artist. But then I did be.
I mean, you're collecting these things.
I know.
Like,
Photographer, artist, musician. Just put me in a circus.
yeah. Well, you're working on a one-woman show, I think, is
Right.
what this is
I
all
think
leading
so.
up to.
I'm going to design the props. I'm going to build the set. I'm going to write the script. And I'm going to be 80 when I get there.
Hey,
It's okay.
It's good to have a goal.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I would love to transition us to Assassin's
Please.
Apprentice.
It's Melissa, and I'm really excited to announce that for season 2 of Not Quite Losing It, Bryn and Katie and I are going to be going through the Artist's Way together. If you haven't heard of it, it's a 12-week course that really helps you rediscover your creativity and whatever kind of creative you are. I have gone through the first half of it twice. And even though I've never finished it, it has been life-changing both times, and I'm really excited to actually finish it because I always do better with a team, and I think most people do. So we are excited to invite you to join us and be part of our team as we go through it together. We will be starting, the first episode is on September 1st, so that gives you some time to get the book, wrap your head around it. It is kind of a big time commitment to do it. You got to really carve out the time. But if you don't have a ton of time to commit to it, we will go through it and we'll tell you the highlights. If you only have time to do this much, that's what we recommend. So hopefully we're going to make it accessible for everybody. We're really excited. So we hope you will join us for season 2.
Please.
I do have to move the kitty loaf that is directly off screen and laying on my notepad.
The
So
kitty.
Your child, not like, not your child, your cat,
My
not
cat.
not
Sorry,
a
cat.
thing your cat
Sorry,
deposited. I thought,
No.
I thought you were like
kitty
I
loaf.
a kitty loaf is a cat
I know,
laying
I
in the
just-
position of bread.
It
Okay,
took me a
a
minute.
loaf of bread. Just
Tired.
for the
Your brain was
uninitiated
cranked
non-cat
because I
people.
talked about the
That's
babies
right.
can't
Poop. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so, Assassin's Apprentice. We've gushed about it before. We've glazed it before, but we're gonna do a little bit deeper dive. Before we jump into like total spoiler mode. I would love y'all to do your like 1 or 2 sentence sell on this book to a friend. If you were like, let me get this friend to read this book, like what would be your synopsis, non-spoilery synopsis / selling point?
Do you love high fantasy but hate misogyny? Read Assassin's Apprentice. Like, that's my selling. That's
amazing.
Good. That's pretty good. Mine's not going to be snappy like Bryn's, but I wanted to like Game of Thrones, but then everyone I liked kept dying. Like everyone I liked. And I cannot read a book where I don't have a protagonist to root for that I relate to. And so that's, I mean, yeah, I threw Game of Thrones against the wall at the Red Wedding and didn't ever pick it up again.
Yeah.
I was like,
tough.
I'm done. I've been betrayed one too many times. I'm not reading any more of this.
Yeah, Catelyn Stark was your breaking point.
I'm not doing it anymore. And so this is like the healing balm that I needed after I tried to read Game of Thrones. It's like I'm invested. The story is interesting.
And it has an ending. So
yeah, and
Rob knows how to actually tie that all together.
Right.
She follows through.
And
follows through.
There's like, it's not like, there's no drama or no danger or plight. There is, and bad things might happen to people to creatures you care about.
I got mad a few times in the first book.
But there's enough of the good stuff that of people you care about not dying.
Yeah.
And catastrophes not happening or being, averted, that I can
Stomach
stay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me, it's like y'all have, well, really, I feel like I convinced Melissa to read it. And then by, through that, then
you convinced me to put it on my to-read list, Katie. Like, it was on my to-read list. And then when Melissa started reading it, that like, bumped it to the top.
Bumped it to priority status. Yeah.
Priority status.
Yeah, I think it's like if you want a world that you can really get sucked into and you just need a page turner back in your life and you like fantasy, then I just don't think you can do much better. I think you can just get so caught up in the story of it. And I love her characters. I just love her characters. And you have so many books in which for those characters to develop, and it just gets better and better as you go. It's so good. So okay, so that's the non-spoilery. Let's jump into some spoilers. A very basic question right off the bat, and who is your favorite character? This doesn't mean you have to agree with their moral decisions or whatever, but just who's the juiciest character to you?
I mean, we all love Fitz,
of course, and maybe we need to say not Fitz, not the main, outside of Fitz.
Yeah.
Shade? Is that how his name? Is it Chade? Is it a
Chade.
hard cha?
So
Chade?
yes, that is one of the downfalls of the Hobb audiobook situation, is that different narrators of different parts of it pronounce everything differently. It's like literally the worst.
There's
only
no
bad
canon
thing.
pronunciation.
There somewhere out there's a canon pronunciation, but nobody bothered to tell these audiobook narrators about it on some of them, which is so sad. It's the worst. So I say Chade, but
Chade.
yeah,
and
that's
Chade
where
too.
I think the first series audiobook narrator does say Chade as well.
Chade.
But yeah, Chade's a great.
I like Chade a lot.
Yeah, Chade's a great character. I think,
and I've enjoyed Chade's arc through to book 3.
yes,
Which we're just gonna talk about book 1 now, but I have only grown to like him more and more, just as a character. And like you said, I don't always agree with him, but I think he is a great character.
Yeah. Definitely, you can put. You don't have to identify with this person. You don't have to think that they're making the best choices, but just like the most fun to read. I always have a special place in my heart for Burrich.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, Burrich
I do love Burrich.
And I don't remember how much of his backstory is revealed in that first book.
Like none.
None. Okay,
None.
so I can't. Yeah, so I can't really
No.
speak to
If
that.
we're talking about the first book, none.
Yeah, but I don't know. Something about him has just always. I just love him.
I mean, you love a man who's good with animals, right?
Yeah.
Because animals are great judges of character.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I really like Kettricken. I don't know how much of how much I like about her is in this. You know, like I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah,
You know her more.
she only comes in at the end of book one. And for those of you listening, I have read the first one most recently because I am still actively reading the first trilogy. She is introduced at the end of book one.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's when they go to the mountains for the wedding.
Yeah.
The big climax and all the craziness. And Rorisk, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a hard death for sure.
Yes.
Because Rorisk, like, out of the gate, he just seems so amazing. But I
Yeah,
think that's
so
part
cool.
of, like, the way that, you know, you're building a character arc or whatever. Like, if you introduce a character that's already that cool and amazing, they're probably about to die because
There's no
like,
growth. They're
there's
already
no growth.
amazing.
There's nowhere to go. Like, you're meeting them at the end of their whatever. So, yeah. Okay, so what, y'all are both pretty widely read. What stands out to you about Hobb's writing in particular that you've enjoyed?
I think about how complicated the storylines are and like how much has to go into all of it. And as somebody who has
Plotted and
written a fantasy novel, that's so real hard. And to make it all tie together and for it not to be too obvious when you have the foreshadowing, but for it to be memorable when it comes back into play later, I'm enjoying that a lot. I am almost done with the third book of the second trilogy right now, so I'm noticing that a lot in this trilogy as well.
yeah, I think, yeah, she does do an amazing job with that. I also really enjoy how she writes adolescence, like the way she's able to, because you're following Fitz's journey and you meet him so young and like he's making some of these like absolutely the dumbest decisions, and then I would think about like I think about like a senior boy, Melissa, like the decisions they were making that when we were teachers, like I'm like, oh my gosh. At first I'm like, he is literally the dumbest person ever. And then I'm like, oh no, this is actually so accurate for his age and stage of life that, you know, it's like, well, if you did put this much sort of life and death pressure and responsibility on the shoulders of, this basically orphaned, very, immature teenage boy, like this is probably what you would get,
Yeah. Let's
like it
give
feels
the
very
teenager
real in that way.
assassin skills.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes.
Right.
I'm sure he'll use them with discretion.
There were so many times that I texted Katie like, I am so mad at Fitz right now, and she would be like, I know, but listen, he's only 17.
Also, when he was so oblivious to Molly. And I'm like, Fitz,
Oh
for the
my
love of God, does she
gosh,
have
yeah.
to literally write you a note and spell it out?
Is Molly in book one?
Molly
Yeah,
is in
yeah,
book
yeah.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
because they're childhood friends.
Molly Red
They
Skirt
meet
went
as-
on the
yeah,
beach
they
together,
meet
yeah.
as kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so she, I think, has hinted, but I think by the end of book one, it's pretty obvious because they're now teenagers.
Yeah, what
It's-
a dum-dum.
But she's like because she's a little bit older than
Yeah.
him. It's like it takes him
Yeah.
forever to catch
Yeah.
on, which I
Yeah.
also just think is so adorable. Like
Yeah.
again, her writing a teenage voice so well.
Yeah.
My gosh, I'm like,
She
wow,
really
she
has
really
another
got it.
about me because he's 6 years old when we meet him. I mean, he's little. And he's in the
Little.
stable with the puppies.
I
And
know. And think about that's where I think my heart goes to Birch so much, because I just think about what if you took this man who's probably like in his 20s, supposed to, like, he was kind of in the prime of his life, got this big injury, his life did not go the way that he foresaw, and then all of a sudden the man that he's most loyal to in the world dumps a kid on him. The man that he thought was going to become king and be all these things, and like his life has just taken such a left turn from what he thought, and then all of a sudden he's a parent, like
Yeah.
a foster parent basically, and he doesn't have a clue what he's doing, but he's like trying his best. I think that's why, because I like trying to track back and think like, oh my gosh, how would I have at his age like responded to that type of situation? Because you see him make mistakes, but it's like, well, of course he's making mistakes because I've been a parent Like, I chose to become a parent in a very normal scenario and still have made tons of mistakes. So I don't know.
I love Burrage.
I love
Burrage is
Burrage.
great.
My gosh, love him so much. Okay, what was the biggest surprise to you? Could be like a plot surprise, could be character, whatever, or just could be anything about her style of fantasy or her world that she's built.
I was surprised how subtle at first the magic in the story is. It's not, because if you're used to Game of Thrones, it's almost like in your face brutality, and then once the dragons arrive, in your face like zombies. I mean, I think the first scene of Game of Thrones is the White Walkers, so it's like zombies and death like immediately. And the magic really takes a backseat to the characters and the politics, which I really like a lot. Because I'm really enjoying knowing them as humans, as people who just maybe happen to have this little extra skill. Now, I don't know what happens in the second trilogy, but in the first book, it's very subtle. It's like telepathy and speaking to animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's funny. I think I love that about the way that she does magic, but I think it's the biggest thing that's holding it back from ever like becoming a movie series, is because like, how would you translate the skill especially to a movie, you know? I'm like, oh, it's like the best part of the books, but it's the hardest part of thinking about turning it into other forms of
because you'd have
media.
to do like a voice, because in the books it goes to italics, and so it's very clear it's happening in the head, but in a movie you'd have to do voiceovers, and I just don't.
It would just be so cheesy. I feel like it would be so weird and tough. Case and I have thought a lot about this, of like, how could you make it work, and we don't know. We haven't. I mean, there's many more brilliant minds than us out there that could turn it into a screenplay potentially, but we've always been like, oh, I feel like that's probably the biggest holdup, and the fact that the story arcs over so much, many books and stuff like that. You know, like you'd have to chop out so much to get like a one blockbuster movie out. That it just.
I mean, it would have to be a series. I think it couldn't be a single movie. It'd have to be a series.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a plot point that was like, oh yeah, surprising, but it's like at the end of the book.
Well, that's fine.
That's fine.
I mean, we're assuming anybody at this point has read it.
At this point, people, we are talking about the ending.
Okay.
So,
just when Nosy return of Nosy.
I did love that. That healed my heart for about 5 minutes, and then.
It just also
like ripped away again, but
I felt like it was such good characterization of Burrich.
Yes. It was like, that was like the one major Burrich like
how
super flaw.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, how could this man have done that? And then when you find out that he never did like kill Nosy, you're like, oh, of course, how could I ever thought that he would have, you know? But Fitz thought that he did, and you're kind of living in Fitz's head, so like, and his total belief in the fact, like total belief that Nosy was dead, I just feel like is passed on to you as the reader.
There were a lot of traumatizing dog deaths in book 1. I'm gonna be honest. That's I dog deaths hit me hard. Nosy, and then what was his little black
Smithy.
Oh, Smithy.
Yeah,
I was
that one
real
was just
mad.
so mean.
I was real mad.
Like,
about Smithy, and then Nosy comes back, but then Nosy dies again. And that's when I texted you. I was like, Katie, there better not be any more dog deaths after this book, because I will not read them. You can kill all the humans except Patience and the Fool. Like at book 1. Yeah. You can kill anybody else, even Shade, whom I like, even Birch. You could have killed anybody else. Except more dogs.
Lady Patience and Lacey. I love Lacey.
Patience is like, she has like ADHD, right? Like she's written
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, maybe even like, maybe even. I think there's speculation on like it's like at least ADHD or even maybe like autism spectrum and ADHD. There's tons of she's like she's the people's queen for that.
All of her hobbies that she's into for 5 minutes in her room.
Yes,
those are really fun. I mean, you talked about, like, I really appreciate, and especially in the second trilogy, how women are treated in fantasy as opposed to some other fantasy series where we have well-developed, dynamic female characters who are interesting and
Yeah.
They don't hate each
Powerful.
They
Can
serve
pass
purpose.
the Bechdel test.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have purpose other than just being a male interest, love interest.
yeah. And I think I definitely was like, oh, like a medieval ADHD lady.
Yeah, she's
Love
the
that.
best. She loves plants. Like, she's just, she's researching
She's got her stuff
things.
everywhere.
She's
Yeah.
gonna teach Fitz to do a musical instrument, but she does each one for like 5 minutes, and then it's like, here,
Yes.
take a flute, and then
Yeah. Here's the
then she's on to
pipes or
something
whatever.
else. Yeah, the pipes. That was
But
it.
she's so heroic. And
But
like,
she's so brave and so much more capable than anyone gives her credit for. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and,
yeah. That's
But she's complicated and she's got some baggage.
such baggage. Yeah, the sort of, the infertility
Yeah.
story for her, and just, again, like putting yourself in her shoes
Yeah.
of what this must have been like for, she never really wanted to be queen, but she fell in love with chivalry, she married, she's the queen in waiting, he's the king in waiting, and they can't have children, can't produce an heir, things are getting like, everybody's nervy about that, and then, this random child shows up out of nowhere and like blows up your whole life. And it's like the thing that represents like, oh, you're the failure. It's your fault because clearly your husband can produce a
And
child.
did with
And
somebody
did.
else.
With somebody else. Yeah, I mean, that's so heartbreaking. And then and then chivalry dying, and like the whole journey that she goes on of having to choose, like, how am I gonna handle this? Like, am I gonna embrace this boy, this like last piece of my husband that's left in the world, or am I gonna just move on like he doesn't exist? And I don't know, she just has to, like, she makes such a hard choice there to go and like face the living embodiment of her biggest disappointment in life, who just, is just a little boy without a mama.
The scene where she like grabs him and was like, "You should have been mine." And
Oh
that
my
really,
gosh.
like, that hit my
Choke
heart. I
sob
was like,
from
that-
me on that.
Yeah.
God, that just like cuts deep. But again, with Hobb, like, I just think she writes these perspectives of these characters so well, where, I mean, that's not something that I've experienced, but like, I mean, I found it like just so deeply moving and heartbreaking, and can imagine like if I was in that scenario, like reading a character like that, you're like, you could totally connect with her portrayal of patience and the infertility journey and all of that. Of course, it's probably slightly more complicated than the average because we're talking about, lines of kings and
Inheritance and
loyalty
and all the things. Yeah. But man, she does such a good job. And then the Fool, the Fool is such a mystery,
The
especially in those
Fool.
early, like the early stages where it's like Fitz can't figure him out, like nobody knows, but man.
I mean, for like the first like 2/3 of the book, I was like, is the Fool a child? Is the Fool a child? I think the Fool is young. I think the Fool is very young. But it did take me a minute, like, because he was so mysterious, and he doesn't show up much in the first book.
Doesn't, yeah. So
He just drops
really-
a few.
So look
Clearly
forward.
can
Yeah.
see into the future. Like,
I mean,
clearly.
the Fitz Feist Fat Suffices thing, is that in the first?
Yes.
But-
First or second, I don't know.
I
But
don't
it
know.
has happened.
Happened for you. Okay, I think that might be second book.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, Robin Hobb is a crazy woman. She is amazing. Like all the little things that she will work
That's what
out,
she
like
like
these
the
specific
wordplay
details.
she writes for the
wordplay is
Fool. I'm like, I clearly
so
can't have
good.
a fool in any of my books because
Yeah.
I would never be this clever with my words.
I know, that's what I'm always like blown away. Like those were certain things that Kason would be like, okay, we have to talk about this together so I can make sure that I've like understood all the references, because I know that this is, every word of this is packed with meaning and reference to other things, in the story. So he's like, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, especially if he's listening to like audiobook,
Yeah.
But that's such a fun thing to like talk about together and be like, break down the Fool's words, which I guess that kind of leads into my next question. Well, I did have, we should talk about like the magic, the wit, and the skill, but we did kind of cover that. So the Fool's words and everything kind of leads into the question of, do y'all have any like big predictions or things, places you think the series is going to go I know that might be tough because of where we're all at in the series. I can't answer this question at all because I've read the whole thing.
You've read the whole thing. I will say I am surprised where the third book has gone based on what I was thinking after the first book. Where the first book ends, I expected to move to the Red Raiders. I mean, this kind of spoils book 2. Not really, but I expected the primary antagonist to shift by book 2 to like be wholly Red Raiders, which it doesn't. And I won't say more than that because we're not talking about book 2. But I don't know. Maybe the magic seems to be growing. Like the amount of magical things happening in the world seems to be increasing. I don't know because I don't remember exactly what I was thinking.
Like
at the
what
end of
you
book
thought
1
at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I can really, because I've been on the live ships for almost 3 books now, and so I'm like,
you're like, whoa.
I have all sorts of different kinds of thoughts.
Yeah. Well, and it's, so the setup, because, you know, is like the first trilogy is Fitz, and then the second is live ship, so it's like almost like completely different characters.
Yeah.
And then the third is like Fitz and the Fool again, and then the fourth is the Rainwild Chronicle, so it's like different characters again, and then the fifth trilogy is Fitz and Fool again. So you're like really, I mean, and things start to like tie and blend more together, and like there's interactions between. Because they're all in the same world, and just things happening at different parts and like different locations in the world.
I forgot about that. I was surprised when it suddenly shifted to having zombies in this book, and there were essentially like medieval zombies in book 1. And I was like, they call them the Forged.
Yeah.
Which they're zombies. Like they eat brains, they eat people, they run around and eat people, and they don't.
I love how you're like everything's a zombie, White Walker from whatever, a forged person, whatever.
It's just like, are you sort of undead, but you still go around eating people? Yeah, zombie.
Yeah. That's fair. And part of and I just don't know when all that's revealed, but part of the like understanding the motivation or whatever of the forged ones is part of the mystery that gets revealed over time that answers questions about the Red Ship
that
Raiders.
was actually going to be my question to those who read. Like, we do get answers to this, right? Because I'm at the end of the first trilogy, and it's very clear that mystery will not be solved in this trilogy. Like, that will remain the world's big problem.
Yes, what I can say is that you can put, of all fantasy writers I've ever read, you can put your faith and trust in Robin Hobb to tie up a loose end.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah.
She is not going to leave you hanging. I mean, she might leave it like, it might be a long time, but yeah, if you keep going,
I should have
you're
faith.
She
brought Nosy back. So I should have faith that she's not going to
And I think she is a dog lover. Like, she is a dog person, and that is why dogs are like featured so heavily. And I think part of why, those deaths and stuff, they hit hard because she feels them that hard, and she's like meaning for it to, like, it's not that she's not a dog lover and therefore she puts it in and it just hits you really hard. That's all part of I think she's anticipating that those deaths are going to be really tough. And I will say, if anyone for some reason has listened all the way through to this and you haven't read it, but you're now thinking maybe you should, and you're worried about dog deaths, because I know for some people they're like, I don't read animals dying. A super trigger, yeah.
I will say they absolutely are there for character development. Like, I found out later, and they make things that happen in book 2 much more meaningful. And it would not have been as meaningful had those deaths not happened in book 1.
Yeah, I really think that is another like standout for me, is like in differences of other fantasy series is there's not like just gratuitous violence or like just killing off characters for the sake of like shock value or whatever. It's definitely all very much intertwined and very much intertwined in the story.
Self from flicking off the camera, because I get really mad when people just kill people off for fun.
Yeah,
or just to be like, I'm ruthless like that,
Yeah, shocking. Like, I don't want my readers to trust that their favorite will stay alive.
And I think, I don't think it's too spoilery to say that, like, this is all leading you up to the ultimate dog situation.
Okay.
Like
like
the, one of the best characters in the book. So, So it's so worth it to get there. But yeah, I think that's kind of all my
I think that's a good.
little
This
questions.
is not
but
a mini-sode, by the way. We are
No.
at 43 minutes.
I know, but I mean, we'll see.
Whatever.
If we
Yeah,
chop
there's a
things.
lot we can talk about for book 2 because I want to get into Ketrican as well.
Ketrican. That's one of the names that gets butchered in later things is they say Ketrican, and it burns me up, honey. It's Ketrican
Yeah.
in my heart. It's Ketrican.
Oh, they stress the Ketrican. No.
Ketrican.
No.
No, it's truly that is the biggest flaw of this series is not the books themselves, but it is the audiobook.
Narrator inconsistency.
Yes, and there's like all these like people pushing online of like somebody go through and like re-record them all, you know, maybe the same person for the first, third, and fifth ones, and then the second and fourth could be someone different or two different people or whatever because those are so different. But yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, Ketrican, that's how I
She's awesome,
think
and we
her.
can talk about her when we talk about book 2.
Yes, and we're only meeting her at really the beginning of her arc too. Like she has such a solid foundation from like of who she is from the mountain people and the whole sacrifice notion.
Yeah.
Incredible. And then it's just growth from there.
We
Growth
didn't
and
even
growth and
talk
growth.
about like my background in intercultural skills. I know we'll talk about this for book 2.
Okay.
The different cultures she develops
Yeah.
and their
Yes.
philosophies and their value systems and their power structures and their governments.
Just
like,
wait.
Yes,
Just wait.
just
Bryn.
wait.
So
Yeah.
I mean, already I was just so blown away just with the introduction of the mountain people juxtaposed
Yeah,
to the
totally.
6.
And it only keeps expanding from there for sure. And I think too, we kind of touched on like that she does a great job of writing about the politics and stuff. I think politics, hearing the word politics is obviously like a huge turnoff in so many avenues of life. But even in books and stuff, I've been like a lot of times when it's like, oh, the book gets political, for me, that's when it gets boring. But with Hobbs writing, that's when it gets super intriguing to me. So I just feel like the way that she wraps all of the like political stuff together, it's just so interesting and so good and has me very much still flipping the page instead of being like, oh my God, we're bogged down in the politics again, which is how I react in every other series I've read that has this much like political intrigue in it, you know?
Yeah. So, Robin, if you're listening,
We love you, girl.
love you,
we love you
Robin.
so much.
I literally spent my whole beach vacation reading your words the whole time.
I've done so many jigsaw puzzles to these books. It's like I'm just sitting on my porch watching my kids play, doing jigsaw puzzles with one earbud in, listening to these books, and it's
Yeah, where I'm at in my like reread the other day, it was a real sad, tough things happening, and I think I cried like 4 times that day, and I just had to keep telling my kids like, I am okay. I am just very emotional about these imaginary people. Thank you. Sorry, children. You guys cry for dumb reasons all the time, so
it's my turn.
it's my turn. It's fine. But I was like, I knew what was happening because it's a reread for me. So I was like, yep, I'm gonna take that migraine
come.
med preventatively at the beginning of this day, honey, because I know I'm gonna cry. There's no stopping
You know,
it. So.
you know it's a good book when you got to take the migraine medication
Preemptively, you're
So
like,
you can cry.
yeah, so that you can just fully feel your feels. Yeah, because it's worth it. Like, I'm like, oh,
Okay.
love these characters. So,
All right. Well, this was fun.
This was fun.
yeah. Man.
I don't know if the listeners will. I don't know if our
Whatever.
listeners will enjoy it.
I
But
know
this was
that
so
everybody
fun
may have
for
turned it
us.
off by now, but it was worth it for
We-
us, and that was what we've always said was the point,
Yeah.
right?
We
So-
went over our goals with each other
Yeah.
recently,
Yeah.
and we're like, our number one goal is that we have a good time together. And so, check.
Check, check, check. All right. Well,
Anybody who listened this far, thanks.
Yeah, if you need a leave snack, it's read book 2, so
read
you can
book 2.
so you can listen to the next episode where we talk about
Right.
that.
all right.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
We're not quite losing it. 3 creative friends coming together to share some laughs, inspiration, and advice to help you feed your creative spark when the responsibilities of life and parenting are threatening to snuff it out. Check us out every Tuesday, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and join the conversation on Substack as we remind each other that despite all appearances, we're not quite losing it.